Melissa, last time we were here, we were celebrating harvest, and now that the grapes have been picked, it's time to turn these literal fruits of labor into wine, isn't it? This is crush.
This is crush happening right now, yes.
So we're watching the grapes come in. Tell us what's happening behind us.
Well, right now, these grapes, this is Syrah, and this is one of the very last sections of grapes that we have at Stoller to harvest. Got picked this morning, and now it's going through our sorting table. So these folks are sorting out leaves and things that might get into the picking bins that you don't want, that are not these beautiful grapes. And then the grapes travel up into this machine here with the hopper, which is a destemmer. So literally the grapes are taken off the stems. The stems we collect on the other side. The bin is full of whole, mostly intact berries. And then from there, that fruit goes into tanks inside the fermentation room here. And that's when the process starts turning the sugar into the wonderful alcohol that is wine.
So as these grapes are coming in, here are the Syrah grapes. What can you tell from these grapes in terms of what it'll be like as wine?
Well, first off, I can tell from looking at this cluster and all of this fruit that it's really healthy and clean. There's not split berries, there's not any kind of molds or concerning quality things happening with this fruit. And then when you taste it, it has a lot of flavor. And that's something that we look for, not just the sugar levels and not just the chemistry of that grape out in the vineyard, but how does that grape taste? Because sometimes you'll get sugar before you'll get a lot of flavor. So it's a lot of monitoring that. So I know right now that we're in really good shape with this Syrah, and it's gonna be beautiful wine so long as we take good care of it.
Yeah.
Which we will.
And that all happens inside. Shall we go look?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first thing I notice is the smell. It smells like fermentation, doesn't it?
It definitely does. There's a lot of wines at different stages of fermentation in all these tanks surrounding us here. And yes, this, the aromatics, so you can really smell that fermentation happening.
What do we have in here?
So in this tank, this is Pinot Noir from the vintage, and it's done fermenting. So this Pinot Noir was harvested on September 25th, and then spent a few days in the tank cold. And then the fermentation started, and then it's been done fermenting all the sugar for a couple days. And this afternoon, we're going to drain that new wine out of this tank and then get in there and scoop out all the skins of the Pinot Noir that are left behind and put those skins in our press to get a little bit more wine out of. So you're literally gonna be tasting a brand new,
it's like a baby
Pinot
wine.
It's a total baby, yes. It has a long road to travel, but you can really get first the color, gives you an idea, of the ripeness, and then you can smell some of the fruit. A little bit of a fermentation smell, a little bit yeasty, but really what I get is a lot of berry, like raspberry, like boysenberry. It's very tart. A lot of that is because the natural acid that comes in from the vineyard is a very tart acid called malic acid. And so this wine has that in there. It goes to barrel next, and it spends almost a year in barrel, and a second fermentation happens. This time a bacteria eats that tart acid and makes a smoother acid. So it's a whole process yet to go.
Well, to the fruits of your labor and to the 2019 vintage.
Thank you. Cheers. Coming in 2022, right?